Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Scioto, Illinois, and it's time for Illinois 8-Man Football Association football between the home West Prairie-Southeastern Cyclones and the West Central Heat. I'm Dwayne Hulett. We have Will Phelps on the camera. Aaron Christian is going to be running the computer tonight, and to start things off, we got pregame interviews with both coaches. We'll start with the head coach of West Central, Jason Kirby. And we're down here with Coach Jason Kirby of West Central. You come in 4-0. I knew at the beginning of this season you thought you were going to be better, and I thought people thought you were going to be better. I don't know if they thought you were going to be 4-0. Are you where you thought you'd be? I know you're where you want to be, but were you where you thought you'd be?
Yeah, anytime you're 4-0, you feel good about yourself. But, you know, what's been more important is the fact that every week I think our kids have improved. Every week I think that our kids have grasped a challenge and they've embraced it and made themselves better. So if you're doing that and you do that throughout the season, then you're going to end up having a pretty decent season. You know, tonight's a different deal. You know, these guys are way better than their record. They've been banged up. They got people back tonight. They're so physical, and John does such a good job. This is going to be a war.
Yeah, this game is not the typical 4-0 versus 0-4, is it? And they've had a pretty big gauntlet of a schedule, too.
No doubt. They've had a crazy tough beginning of the season. They've had kids banged up. You know, their backs are against the wall as far as making the playoffs, being 0-4. They got to win out. So, you know, when anytime a teenager is in that situation, you're going to get their best effort. And we've mentioned that to our kids a few times. We just hope they're ready to play.
Well, you guys are young. You knew that going in. You've got some young kids in key spots, but they've really stepped up. Has that been a surprise to you at all, as well as they've played?
Well, to be honest, I think they've played well because our senior leadership's been so good. You know, they've had great examples in our senior leaders this year that have allowed them to prosper because they see how they're supposed to react. They see how they're supposed to prepare. And when they've got good models, then they just let their talent take over. And their talent is strong, don't get me wrong, but I think the good senior leadership's had a lot to do with that.
You guys have some key players who, if they haven't watched one of your games yet this year, which I know most people is going to watch tonight have, what are the names that they expect to see?
Well, the skill players that everybody sees. Kyle LaFerry's had a great year at H-back. Alex McGraw has been really strong at wing. You know, to be honest, I got to do a better job of getting Alex the ball a little bit more in some key situations. Our freshman fullback, Graham Kelly's done a nice job, and Gage has led them. But, you know, none of that happens if it isn't with the guys that are hand in the dirt. And our guys with the hand in the dirt have been great. They made great adjustments. They've been physical. They've answered the call when we've asked them to. So, you know, they're going to have to answer the call tonight because it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, these guys you've mentioned, they've got some kids back from injury. They're not small. They like to hit. This is a challenge for you guys. What's going to be the key for you guys defensively and maybe offensively too?
Well, defensively, we've got to eliminate big plays. You know, what's hurt West Prairie so far this year is the fact that they've kind of shot themselves in the foot, either fumbling or getting penalties. So we've got to not allow them to get big plays because that's how they've scored their points up to this point in the season. Offensively, we've done really well offensively because we haven't put the ball on the ground and we haven't had to play behind the chains on penalties. We need to continue to do that and play in that manner. If we do, I like our chances to be pretty strong on offense, but I'm pretty nervous about them on offense too.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the pregame show after this. And welcome back as we heard what Coach Kirby had to say. Now let's take a listen to what let's take our first break of the night. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, live from Scioto, Illinois, and I8FA football.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
And welcome back as we are here. You can hear me standing in front of the window or sitting in front of the window here. I'll be out from behind the window when we get ready to go. But It is windy out here, folks. Let me tell you. Old Helen is not dropping us any rain, but she's dropping us some wind, or throwing us some wind, or blowing us some. I don't know, what would you call that, Greg? Would it be throwing wind, pushing wind? I don't know. Pushing wind. We'll call it pushing wind. So yeah. I hope it's a different kind of wind than that. So we are here, as I said, for some 8-man football. We talked to Coach John McCormack, the head coach for the West Prairie-Southeastern Cyclones. And here's what Coach McCormack had to say about his 0-4 Cyclones facing the 4-0 West Central Heat.
All right, welcome back to Pregame Show here with Coach McCormack, West Prairie-Southeastern. Coach, you come into tonight 0-4, and I know you hate that and the kids hate that, but, man, you guys have played a gauntlet of teams so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some tough teams, and we've had some injuries. I mean, no excuses, really. I mean, we just got to be ready to show up and play, and, we're about as healthy as we've been, and we know these guys are a good football team. They're 4-0 coming in, and, schedule-wise, I don't know that they've played some of the guys we have, but they've won those games, so we respect that. We respect their program, and we just got to be locked in, ready to go.
Speaking of injuries, where are you guys at with injuries? Are you pretty much fully healthy? Have you got some of those guys back?
Yeah, I mean, we're like I said, we're as healthy as we've been. I'm not sure everybody's 100%, but they're playing, and they know that if they're going to be playing, they're going to go hard.
So you come in at 0-4 against a team that's 4-0. You've been doing this a few years. Yeah, I'm sure you've been in similar situations, more often reversed probably than this. But is it hard or easier to get the kids ramped up for a team that's 4-0?
I mean, it's West Central, and they're not very far away, and it's kind of a rivalry. It's probably our second biggest rivalry next to Bushnell. So, they're just down the road. It's not a very long trip, and I think our kids will be ready to go.
What's going to be the key for you guys tonight?
We just have to take care of the ball. We got to come out ready to go right off the bat. Play for 4 quarters, try to limit our mistakes, and cause some adversity for them, and play hard for 4 quarters.
They're kind of young, but they're pretty decent, but they're kind of young. What do you see as the key to stopping them tonight?
Well, I mean, we just have to make sure our plan works, understand what they can do out of each formation, and kind of play discipline defensively. Then offensively, just kind of take what they give us, see what they're going to try to do to stop us, and try to exploit areas that we've seen on film that we think we can exploit.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Dwayne.
We'll be right back after this.
And welcome back here to the pregame show. Live now, once again. Those 2 interviews recorded a little earlier. As we are live from Scioto, Illinois. It's time for the national anthem, so we'll take a break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Right after this, you're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of West Prairie Cyclone sports.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Scioto, Illinois, as it's the West Central Heats getting ready to do battle with the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've got tons of internet tonight, so if we're having issues tonight, it's definitely the computer. We've had nothing but problems here at West Prairie, and we apologize for that. We've always had such good luck here, and tonight, this year, we just have not had the luck. If we continue to have a bunch of problems, which it looks like we're having problems again right now, we will have it recorded and we will put it up in just a few minutes as well. But again, we're getting ready for the kickoff as we get ready to go here live from Scioto, Illinois. As Eli to counter, getting his name announced as we're just about ready to go. From West Prairie's old high school in Scioto, Illinois. As we get ready here, Aaron Christian is going to take over the computer, and I will try to focus a little more on what I'm doing. We both all know that probably won't happen real well because focusing and Dwayne do not seem to get along real well, and I'm dropping stuff before we even start. So the Cyclones come in 0-4. But it's pretty much a consensus across the state of eight-man football that West Prairie Southeastern is probably the best 0-4 team in the state. The problem is it just doesn't do you any good in the win column. So they've got to start turning things around tonight if they want a chance to make the playoffs. They've made a playoffs each year they've been in eight-man football, so they want to continue that streak. If they do that, they're probably going to have to win all four of their games. Now, having said that, last year BPC got in at 4-5, and with the tough teams they have at the top of the schedule, it might be possible to get in at 4-5, but man, you don't want to have to risk it. So they've got Amboy out of the way. They still have Ridgewood on the schedule, I do believe. Ridgewood, a big win last night over Amboy. That'll be a tough one, there is no doubt. But we'll get ready to go here and see what the Cyclones can do against West Central, as it's going to be the Cyclones kicking off to the Heat. Austin Nelson getting ready to kick off for the Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern. They've got one deep back to the Heat. It's about the 22-yard line, 7 within the first 10 yards where they're able to be lined up between the 50 and the 40. Alex McGraw back deep to return. We'll see if they get a chance. It is a nice deep kick. McGraw goes way back, gets it about the 14-yard line, and that's where he'll take off. Down the sideline he comes, going to be knocked out of bounds, but not until he gets outside the 30. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 West Central at their own 33-yard line. That return by number 17, Alex McGraw, senior for the Heats. A couple names you'll expect to see. Number 8, the freshman fullback, Graham Kelly. He is going to be a good one. He's a big kid already, and he runs as big as he is. McGraw, Alex McGraw, number 17, you're going to see him some. And, of course, the quarterback Gage Stimpson, a senior, is going to play a key role in tonight's contest also. So here we go as we get ready to go. The first offensive play of the night, 11:55 on the clock here in quarter number 1. Ready to get underway. Stimpson goes under center. Handoff's going to go to number 34. That's Kyle LaFerry, and he's going to go for a gain. A motorcycle seems to be thinking they need to go really fast. LaFerry would have liked to have went that fast probably. He's going to go for a gain of, well, they keep moving it forward. Where are they going to put it? A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. LaFerry again, same play, outside. He's going to go for a 1st down and a whole lot more. Can he outrun the defense? He cannot. It's going to be all the way from the 37. So he's got a gain of 4. And then they're going to call it a 32-yard gain all the way down to the 30-yard line. So they had him at the 38, so I guess I better give him 5 on the first carry. Makes him 37 yards. And the first down of the contest for West Central. 11:02 to go. Clock running here in quarter number 1. Same play. Nope. In the backfield. Same play, opposite direction. It's McGraw. Mikey Kitch got in the backfield and is going to drop McGraw for a loss. McGraw loses 3. 2nd and 13 for the Heat. Clock running, 10:35 to go. Stimson back under center. Handoff this time to Gibb. He's going to get those 3 yards lost back and several more. Cooper Gibb on the carry. So a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 7 facing the Heat now. 9:53 to go here in quarter number 1. Stimson back under center. Wing back to the right. He's going to go to the wing back. Tries to make one man miss. He cannot. Matt Whitman gets the stop. Short gain for McGraw. Actually a little longer than I thought. Gain of, where are they going to move it back to? Well, gave him 4 yards for McGraw. It's 4th down and 3. Big stop possibility here for the Cyclones. And whistle blows. Timeout possibly on the far sideline. It is a timeout for the Heat. We'll take a break as well, and we'll have our first word from MDH during live game time. 9:09 to go. No score.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family.
All right, welcome back. As we are having internet issues, it's fluctuating all over the place. That seems to be what the problem is. That never used to be a problem. We've got our original router that we used to do on a regular basis here, and it's even doing a problem. There's another carry for Layferry. He needed 3. He gets about 5. He's got 42 yards on 3 carries. It's 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. That's Graham Kelly getting his first carry. No gain on the play. They called it short. He did move it forward a little bit, but doesn't get credit for a half yard, so it's no gain on the play. This is going to be Layferry again. He's going to go for a gain of 5, it would appear. Yep, gain of 5. 3rd and 5 for the Heat. first time in years, folks, I'm going to be ready for football to get over. We've had nothing but internet issues this year, it seems like. Kelly on the handoff. He'll be close to the first down, trying to move the pile. They're going to stop him short. The fourth down hand is up by the official. Well, never mind. They did give him the 5 yards. I'm getting more than that. It's a first down for the Heat. 7:10 to go here in quarter number one. And it is a beautiful sunset. You can't see it on camera, but it is absolutely gorgeous out there. We get ready to go here. Handoff again to McGraw. He breaks a couple tackles, going for the corner of the end zone, and he'll get it. A 6-yard touchdown run for McGraw, excuse me. He's got 7 yards on 3 carries. And with 6:50 to go here in quarter number one, the Heat lead 6-0. Here we go. 2-point conversion coming for Stimson under center. And it's going to go to Layferry. Breaks a tackle and he's in. Barely, but he got there. So with 6:50 to go in the first quarter, it's West Central 8, West Prairie-Southeastern 0. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 6:50 to go here in quarter number one. A 6-yard run for a score by number 34, Kyle Layferry. Oh, excuse me, McGraw got the touchdown run. Layferry got the 2-point conversion. And it's 8-0. West Central with the lead. West Prairie Southeastern will be getting the ball for the first time here now. Short kick. Braden Copeland around the left side. If he can get the corner, he finds it. And a flag comes down for a horse collar tackle, I would imagine. And it's going to be a return plus 15, I think, here for the Cyclones. Going to be from the 42. The official is on the screen there. It is a horse collar tackle. That's the first penalty of the contest. So get ready to go here. 8-0 to score, 6:40 to go in the first quarter. The 15-yard penalty will make it 1st and 10 from officially the 44-yard line, almost the 43. They probably called it the 43. They did call it the 43. And a handoff right up the middle. Tackle's going to be made by number 24. That is Xander Anderson. That was Austin Nelson on the carry. He's going to gain 3. This time Nelson breaks it outside. And he's going to go from the 40 down inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. A 13-yard gain. It's a first down on the ground for the Cyclones. 6:02 to go. 1st and 10 Cyclones at the 32-yard line of the Heats. That 15-yard penalty may prove to be a great kick in the shorts, so to speak. Now, It's going to be on the run. Bouncing it outside, breaking a few tackles. That's number 11, Cam Kramer, back in the lineup after spending on a couple of nights or a couple weeks on the unable to perform list. He's going to go for a gain of 6 and bring up 2nd down and 4. Second and 4, just about the 26-yard line. And the ball's on the ground, and just going down and covering it up is Matt Whitman as he takes the cover up. He'll lose. Actually, the ball was right. Well, they might move it back a yard. He'll lose 1. Be 3rd and 5 after the loss of 1. That's a short 5. Whitman back under center. Hester played quarterback last week at Flanagan. Here's Kramer. He's going to score. 5, touchdown. Cam Kramer with 4:35 to go. Cam Kramer from the 23-yard line, a 23-yard touchdown run. Going for 2 now will be the Cyclones. Push. Austin Nelson on the carry. Doesn't look like he got it. The run no good. It means it's 8-6 West Central with 4:35 to go here in quarter number 1. You're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of Cyclone Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
And welcome back. A 23-yard touchdown run by Cam Kramer. The run failed. That makes it 8-6. In favor of the Heat. The Heat will get the ball back here with 4:35 to go here in the first quarter. And McGraw's going to start a little deeper this time. Again, it's a beautiful sunset out there. Wish you guys could get a better view of that. Austin Nelson set to kick off again. Haven't seen his dad yet. Surprised I haven't seen him yet. Here we go. Nelson set to kick it away. Nice deep right side. It's going to go land out of bounds, actually. The official didn't even bother to throw the flag. I guess. Well, they're supposed to be weighted just for that reason. It might fly a long ways, though. You're right. Be 1st and 10 at the 35 after the illegal procedure penalty, which is kicking the ball out of bounds. As we get ready to go here. The Heats have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. That ball sailed as the handoff goes to Kelly. And he gets thrown down onto his back, and that hurt. He's going to be slow to get up. Not sure who that was. It may have been Brody Cordell that tossed him on the ground. Graham Kelly gets a couple. I want to give him a couple. 2nd and a short 8 or long 8. 2nd down and 8 for the Heats, and a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. Not sure who the timeout was called by. This game being brought to you by MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2024. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. And Country Financial agent Brett Powell. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. And here we go, back at it with 2nd down and 8 for the Heats. Handoff's going to go, and it's going to go. He's clear. It's Layfair. He's at the 15, 10-5, touchdown from the 37. It's a 63-yard touchdown run for Kyle Layfair. He's already over 100 yards. He's got 110 yards on 5 carries. And the touchdown is a quick strike form on the end around again. Wing back on the left side. They've had some success with that. We could be here a long time tonight, folks, if those teams keep scoring at this pace. 63-yard touchdown run by Layfair. Here comes the 2-point conversion. Going to be Layfair again, and he's going to find his way in. Another 2-point conversion run for Layfair. Gives his team a 16-6 lead. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to Scioto, Illinois, as we are here for I8FA high school football between the West Prairie-Southeastern Cyclones and the West Central Heat. I'm Dwayne Hulett. We've got Will Phelps on the camera, Aaron Christian on the computer, and we are halfway, well, a little 2/3 the way through the first quarter, and it is points galore. It's 16-6. West Central with the lead. The ball fell off the tee. It is windy, folks. Really, really windy. And the ball. Oh, Copeland grabbed it and stepped out of bounds. It was going out of bounds. Now, there's 2 things you can do. I don't know if this is a high school rule, but if he stands out of bounds and touches that, it's an out-of-bounds kick. But he touched it before it went out of bounds, and so he had to down it right there. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 13-yard line. Once again, thanks for watching this live. I know the stream, for whatever reason, is just fluctuating. The internet is fluctuating so badly, but we do have it recorded. We'll load it again as well. There's trouble in the backfield. Whitman was trying to hand off to Cam Kramer, and he's dropped in the backfield. Back there in the stop was number 24 and number 51. Number 24 is Alexander Anderson. Number 51, Caleb Thompson. And it's 1st and 15 on the loss. I guess you have to give that to Kramer. He got it, but barely had time to get there. Kramer gets the 5-yard loss, and now it's going to be a pitch. And not a lot doing there as well, as they were waiting on him. Kramer again gains a yard that time. 3rd and 14 for the Cyclones. Want to say hi to Troy Jern. Hello, Troy. How are you doing? It is a beautiful night out here. Beautiful sunset. Hopefully the internet will catch up with itself at some point here. Whitman going to share it off one tackler, going to look the throw, but then he's going to tuck it and try to run, and he's going to gain a few yards, but not nearly enough. It's a gain of 4, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 10. 4th and 10. As Austin Nelson back to punt it away. It's a punt. It's going to roll. It touched a Cyclones player at the 35-yard line. Be 1st and 10 West Central at the 35. 1:57 to go here in the first quarter, and the Heat have a chance to build on a 10-point advantage. Get around where I can see here. I'm sitting at a window, but the problem is there's a post right in the middle of it, to my left, and it's hard to see the West Central offensive end. There's LaFerry again around right side. He's going to be brought down this time. Mikey Kitch gets out there, I think, among others. We'll see where they mark it here for the a gain of 7, we'll call it for LaFerry. He's up to 117. Stimson under center. It's going to be McGraw, I believe, and he's going to break a tackle or two and finally get dragged down. He's from and a timeout charge to the Cyclones from the 27. Ball's going to end up on the 10, a 17-yard gain for McGraw. He's got 24 yards on 4 carries. Timeout charged to the, you see the timeout markers. West Central took one earlier. So it is a timeout. 1:03 remaining here in the first quarter. They did put the down markers up, so there's, I guess, technically enough space to get a first down, but it's going to be pretty darn hard. As we come back from the timeout here. So here comes the deep setback for the Heat this time. That is number 2. It's who I was just getting ready to get. It's Gage Gibb. Cooper Gibb, excuse me. Gage Stimson. Cooper Gibb. He's going to go for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Second down and 8 from the 8. Yeah, technically, I guess it'd be from the 9, but for all intents and purposes, it is the 8. And the Heat, this could be a big, big defensive stand needed here for the Cyclones. Handoff's going to go to Cooper Gibb again. He's going to have a better run this time. He's going to be down near the goal line. See where they mark it. Move the down stick. It was 2nd and 8. Looks like a gain of about 6, 3rd and 2. Graham Kelly not in the ball game after taking that hard hit from Cordell. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. The score, West Central Heat 16, West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones 6. We'll take a break. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back. I want to say hi to Zoe and Emma Hitz watching tonight. It's always good to see them. Sure miss watching their cousin Carter Hitz play. I'm sure Carter misses them watching him play as well. He was an All-Stater last year and the TSSR Game Time Live Player of the Year for the Cyclones last season. So we've got 5 games going on tonight. We're at Rushville Industry for their homecoming against Havana. We're at Macomb for their homecoming against Breeze Mater Dei. We're here. We're at Bushnell for their homecoming against Flanagan, Cornell Woodland. And we're at West Hancock for their Warsaw homecoming against Stark County. So a lot of action going on tonight. We'll have Illini West and LVC tomorrow live on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And we're taking an extended timeout because for whatever reason the chain gang didn't move during the timeout. So waiting on them to get set up and ready to go, and then we'll go as well. So McGraw's going to be the right wing back this time. Cooper Gibb will be the deep back. And as I said, the other wing back will be Kyle Layferry. Don't see, actually I believe I see Graham Kelly sitting on the bench over on the far side. Here's the handoff right up the middle. It's not going to be a handoff. Stimson didn't hand off. It was a 2-yard touchdown for Stimson and the Heat. 2-yard touchdown run for Gage Stimson. That's his first run, actually. So that'll make it 22-6. They'll go for 2 one more time. They are perfect on 2-point conversions to this point. Handoff to the second back around. That's Layferry. He might have been stopped short. He is in. Layferry is in on the 2-point conversion run. It was a 2-yard touchdown run by Gage Stimson, the quarterback, on a quarterback sneak. And we will take a break, and we'll be back. After this, you're watching McDonough Telephone coverage of Cyclone Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And we're back here at Scioto, Illinois. The Cyclones and the Heat doing battle, and the Heat having the advantage here early in quarter number 2. 11:57 to go in the first half. It's 24-8. Heat with the lead. High, short kickoff this time. Going to be taken at about the 37-yard line. I think it was Brody Cordell, I believe. It was Brody Cordell on the return. From the 37 to the 44, about a 7-yard kickoff return for Cordell. And it'll be first down Cyclones from their own 44-yard line. So good starting position here for the Cyclones. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. They started in plus territory on their first drive and scored a touchdown. They got behind the sticks in their second drive and turned the ball over, and then punted it on their third drive. And now, punted it on their second drive after getting behind the sticks. Whitman carried the ball, looked like he wanted a handoff, and there was nobody there to hand it off to. It went for a good gain, though, on a broken play. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 1 after a 9-yard gain by Matt Whitman. Whitman playing football for the first time as a high schooler anyway. He is he looks like a football player. If you see him playing basketball, he's stocky, he's tough. There's Austin Nelson on a carry. He'll have the first down and more. From the 47 of the Heat. It's going to be a first down for the Cyclones, just their second one. From the 47, he goes down to the 39. It'll be a 8-yard gain for Austin Nelson. He's got 24 now unofficially. Matt Whitman comes in with the play. To counter, the center to the ball. Whitman with 2 backs, 1 to each side. Akers is in the backfield with him that time. There is Kramer. A stop by number 16, Jordan Kane, and number 24, Xander Anderson. It's going to be a 3-yard gain for Kramer. It'll be 2nd and 7. It is a pretty short 7 if you heard Greg Phelps, the announcer here, say that. It's a pretty short 7. You could have almost given him 4 there probably. Handoff to the second back through Kramer, it is Kramer, and he's going to go out of bounds, and a late hit is going to be called on Jordan Kane as Kramer was outside. No, I think they're going to call a late hit because Kane jumped on Kramer after he was out of bounds. We'll see. Can't see the official. Where's the official at? What are we calling here? Still talking? Personal foul is what I'm looking to see here. Personal foul against the West Central Heat from the 36 to the 24. That was a 12-yard run for Kramer, and then tack on 15. Actually, they won't tack on 15, half the distance. It'll be a 12-yard penalty. So I'll give him 13 yards then for Kramer. 41 yards now for him. So it's 1st and 10. The penalty by the run because it was a first down before the penalty. Again, 2 sets. Austin Nelson to the left side. He'll get the handoff, and he goes nowhere. Met instantly right in the middle by number 34, Kyle Layferry, I believe, on the stop. He got hit just as he got the handoff. Loss of 3 for Nelson. It's 2nd and 13. So behind the sticks again are the Cyclones. Kramer goes in motion to the right side. Whitman's going to throw it down the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Cyclones. Aiden Akers is going to catch the 14-yard touchdown pass with 9:23 to go here in the first half. Cyclones will have to go for 2. They're behind the 8 ball already, missing their first 2-point conversion. 9:23 to go. Looking for 2 here are the Cyclones. A 14-yard pass. And Whitman's going to roll out and throw wide open in the back of the end zone. It's good. Again to Akers. So Whitman to Akers for 14 yards. The Two-point conversion is good, and it's 14-24, 24-14. The Heat with the lead, but the Cyclones are back on the scoreboard. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live. Actually, we will not. We'll do a live read here. Tell you this game being brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. And Adams Experts, you're looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when a computer goes down. So getting ready for the kickoff here. Going to be the Heat with another chance to answer. They've scored on all three of their possessions, and the ball goes out of bounds again. Now, I will point out that the last kick went well out of bounds for Austin Nelson to the near side towards the camera. This kick going the other direction went out of bounds to the near side. That's the direction the wind is blowing, if anybody's taking any note at home. So he gets the ball up in the air a little bit, and I'm sure that has got at least something to do with it, as he is letting the wind take control of the ball. Akers is going to have to come off the field. He does get off in time. Stimson's going to hand it off to Layfair around the left side, and there's a lot of room to run. Oh, great tackle out there by Kramer, I think, was the one that got a hand on his. It was Whitman. Whitman was the one over there that got the trip up. It was a big hit at the end, but if it wasn't for Matt Whitman, that hit wouldn't have happened. It's going to be a gain for Layfair of 8. Bring up second down and a short 2. Whitman got a shoestring tackle. And a handoff up the middle. Cooper Gibb, I would imagine. I can't see the number as he's wrapped up amongst black jerseys. Cordell and friends there on the stop. Gibb is going to get no gain. Third down and still 2, a short 2, long 1. Clock running, 8:20 to go in the first half. And this is a big stop right here. If the Cyclones can get a stop, they'll have a chance to get back in the ball game. It's a 2-possession game, but Stimson, they're going to try to do the Florida tush push, and they're going to get a 3-yard gain and a first down. Five yards on 2 carries for Stimson. Both of them have been quarterback sneaks. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for West Central. 7:55 to go in the first quarter. Handoff this time going to go to Layfair, I think. Is that 14 or 34? I can't. It was Layfair. And he'll get a gain of 5. It'll bring up second down and 5. Stimson walks back to the line of scrimmage. 7:10 to go. Handoff to Gibb. Breaking tackles, keeping his head down, and he's going to go for a gain of 3. Gibb getting some hard-earned yards there as he kept the feet pumping. It's going to be third down and 2, a short 2, but 3rd down and 2 for the Heat. (24-14) the score, 6:40 to go in the first half. The Heat have scored a touchdown in each of their 3 possessions. Cyclones have punted once and missed a 2-point conversion. That's the difference in the ball game. They got behind the sticks in their own end, and that was the difference. And Gibb is going to take it forward for 3 yards, and it'll be a first down. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That'll get you a first down on 4 downs all the time. And that's kind of what the Heat are doing right now is just taking them 3 yards at a time and taking what the Cyclones give them. 1st and 10 at the Cyclones 43-yard line. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Here comes, the ball's on the ground. Stimson picks it up, but Akers is there to smother him. And for the first time in quite some time, the Heat are going to be behind the sticks on a 2-yard loss from Gage Stimson's fumble. It came and bounced right back up to him, but the damage was already done. A 2-yard loss going to bring up 2nd and a short 12 for the Heats. Take a look at some of our other games going on TSSR Game Time Live. There is Layferry. He's got to break another one. Nope, he's not going to break it. It's a good tackle to stop that from happening. That was Whitman again, but it's going to be a 12-yard gain or pretty darn close to it. See what they call. What do we call him? An 11-yard gain for Layferry, or 10-yard if you're the announcer, because he said it was 2nd and 11. But I'm going to give him 11. It's 3rd and 1. Another sneak. From the 34 down to the 32. It's a 2-yard gain for Stimson. He's got 4 carries for 5 yards. 14-7 in the second quarter for the Macomb Bombers.
We got to be up on the line when the play comes.
Handoff goes far side again. Nice first down play. I believe it was McGraw on the carry. Was McGraw. See where they mark it. It's either 7 or 8. Call it 7 for McGraw. He's got 31 yards. 2nd and 3. So 2nd and 3 here. McGraw, the near wingback. Handoff's going to go to Layferry. He's racing to the corner. Whitman is just all over the place. From the 25, he's going to be inside the 10. Whitman gets another stop, but Layferry is going to get 17 yards, it would appear, and a 1st and 10 for the Heat. 17-yard gain for Layferry. He's got 158 on the night. Matt Whitman doing a good job. He made some key tackles on the opposite side of the field. This time he came all the way to the near side. Made that tackle, which was a touchdown-saving tackle. Up the middle again. Quarterback sneak. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal after a 5-yard run by Stimson. 2nd goal at the 3. It's 14-6, Stark County over West Hancock right now on TSSR Game Time Live. Another 8-man scores. We'll tell you. There's Stimson. Just going to try it again. They're trying to do the Philadelphia tush push and not as successful that time. They move it 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd and goal at about the 2. Simpson only got 1 that time. Milledgeville beating West Carroll 16-0. right now up at West Carroll. And it looked like a timeout's going to be called by West Central with 2:04 remaining here in the first half. It's 24-14 West Central, but they're knocking on the door. 3rd and goal at the 2. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
And welcome back after the timeout here as we work through the first half. A lot of scoring early in the game, and then this last half of this quarter is kind of slowed down. Both teams had drives that ate up some clock. The Heat in the middle of one right now. They face a 3rd and goal at about the 2. It's probably more like the 1.5 yard line. But they didn't get to the 1, so it's 2. 2:04 to go in the first half. Both teams have used timeouts. West Central has used 2 timeouts. They have 1 remaining now. West Central has 1 timeout remaining. And West Prairie-Southeastern has 2. Here comes the play coming out of the timeout for the Heat. It's been 3 straight quarterback sneaks. See if they do it again. And it will. And Mikey Kitch, what a job coming down the line, but he's going to get in. There is a flag down, I'm being told, but Mikey Kitch came down the line. He couldn't have got in by much. We'll see what the call is by the officials. The line judge on the far side, I believe, is the one that threw the flag. And it looks like it's going to go against West Central. Personal foul. Oh, face mask against the defense. My bad, excuse me. So it'll be a touchdown for the and it's half the distance to the goal on a 2-point conversion. 2 minutes to go here. And it's 30-14. Stimson under center again. And that's going to go again on the far. Oh, what a hit over there. He's into the end zone, but that was a huge hit by Matt Whitman. Man, oh, lie, did Layferry pay for that 2-point conversion, but he gets it nonetheless. So it's 32-14 here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. The 2-yard touchdown run by Gage Stimson. And Kyle Layferry had the 2-point conversion run, and that'll make it 32-14 at Bushnell right now on Bushnell's homecoming. Flanagan, Cornell Woodland beating the Spartans 21-6 in the second quarter. The Spartans do have the football. Looks like it's deep in their own territory, though, at about the 15. So that's the area scores right now that you can see on TSSR Game Time Live. It's time for a kickoff again by the West Central Heat. Once again, 2 minutes left in the first half. A 2-yard touchdown run by Gage Stimson. The run by Kyle Layferry, good for the 2-point conversion. And they have scored 4 touchdowns and got all 4 2-point conversion attempts. And that's the 32-14 score. And again, the up back takes it. And good starting position again for the Cyclones. Going to be just past the 45-yard line, I think. 1st and 10. Well, they're going to mark it right on the 45. So 1st and 10 at the 45 for the Cyclones. 1:55 remaining here in the first half. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Feel free to hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We are having And there's Austin Nelson. He's breaking it, breaks another tackle, and gets down to the 10. Plenty of time now as the first down from the 45 all the way down to the 10. That's a 45-yard. So passing first down, it's first and goal at the 10-yard line. Good tackle by Anderson. Kramer on the carry. Maybe a short gain. Gain of 2, I think. It's going to be second and goal at the 8. Cyclones with 1:04 remaining. Whitman takes a snap from the shotgun, looking to pass, rolls right. He's going to tuck it and try to run. He's going to be inside the 5 and takes a big hit and a late hit by Stimson, I do believe. And there's flags coming in from everywhere. And it's going to be Whitman from the 8s. Looks like it's about the 3 or 4 yard line. We'll call it the 3, so 5-yard gain for Whitman, and that should be half the distance. They call a horse collar tackle. So it'll be first down and goal. I do believe should have been an automatic first down. They're calling it second down still. Well, it can't be second. It'd either be third or first. Can't be second. They're saying they replay the down? Okay. So it's still second down. And Kramer trying to get to the corner. He's out of bounds. Clock stops. He'll go for a gain of 1, and we got a player down on the sideline. And does a little. Cooper Gibb does a little push-up, getting up. A gain of 1. It's going to be second and goal, I think. They're calling third and goal. So third and goal, apparently. That's what the down marker says anyway, so that's what we'll go with. Two downs to get it in the end zone, and it's in. Austin Nelson, I think. A 1-yard touchdown run for Austin Nelson with 43 seconds remaining. So they gave him 2 minutes, 1:55 after the kickoff, and the Cyclones drive it right down and score. With 43 seconds remaining. Nelson gets the touchdown. Whitman's going to throw, and it's incomplete. (32-20). So how important are two-point conversions? They've scored 6 more points on touchdowns, but they've scored 6 more points on two-point conversions than the Cyclones have the Heat, and that means they're 2 touchdowns ahead without any extra points. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of Cyclone Sports. We'll be right back.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
And welcome back. As we work through the first half here, putting some points on the board. It was a 82-58 score up at Orangeville against River Ridge last week. I don't think we're going to see a score like that. But right now we're on a 64-40 pace. That's another kick going to go out of bounds. It'll be first and 10 at the 35 again, I do believe. Cyclones get the touchdown. Not a whole lot of penalties. There have been a few. They've been really short penalties for the most part. I've done a horrible job of keeping track of them, so I'm not even going to try to catch up now. Aaron, why'd you let me screw the penalty keeping up like so bad on that? Thank Jenny for being here, watching the camera work. She's going to be running the camera tomorrow for Illini West at LVC. Handoff's going to come to Layfair, and he's got some running room. Sheds one tackler and then tries to go out of bounds. Are they going to keep the clock running? They're going to keep it running. A gain of 15 for Layfair. He tried his darndest to get out of bounds. They would not let him get the call, though. Well, maybe they did stop. They want the clock to run after the first down. Here comes the handoff to Layfair again around left side this time. He's going to cut it upfield. And he's going to be tackled on a 4-yard gain, maybe 5. 18 seconds left. We're going to go again, a 4-yard gain for Layfair. And spike it with 9 seconds left. So it's 3rd down and 6 for the Heat, trying to do something with a 43-second drive here. 177 yards on 12 carries for Layfair. See what they do here. Are they going to pass? They haven't passed all game. They will not. McGraw has it. He's going to go across. Nope, he's not. I don't know if he's going to get a first down. I don't think he does. He's going to get a gain of 5, and that'll end the first half. McGraw gets 5. 36 yards on the carry, or 5 yards on the carry, 36 total in the half. It is halfway through this one. The Heat lead the Cyclones 32-20 here in Scioto. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for some second half stats after this.
Oh, welcome back. We're here with Adrian McGregor. Adrian, you're a Macomb guy.
Yes.
So you're living in Macomb, working at MDH.
Yes.
What's your position?
So I'm the Vice President of Clinical and Support Services here at the hospital. I have about 120 employees that roll up my direction through the organizational chart. And probably the easiest way to explain, so I have a great group of department directors that work for me. So areas like radiology and lab and physical therapy and cardiopulmonary services, those are kind of the main areas that roll my way. And then on the support side, pretty much all things with the plant, the facilities, keeping it clean, construction, all of that rolls up in my direction as well. So I never am bored, and I have plenty to do every day. So sometimes it feels like I just need more daylight than I need work. But this is a great organization, and I work with some of the best people in this community, and I'm proud of that. Mostly proud of all that they are and all that they do, and the employees and what they contribute to the organization. We have a great group.
So let's talk about construction a little bit.
Yes, sir.
There's the pharmacies getting built.
Yes.
You're constantly improving the buildings 1s and building 2.
Yes.
And then there's little things go on inside all the time too that I think people kind of miss.
Yes. Kind of going back to that 800,000 square foot number, there's always something going on. And I think we're going to be moving more towards a maintenance and improvement, incremental improvement over the next couple of years. One primarily is, after you have a campus, we're becoming pretty dense on this campus. The pharmacy's probably the last major project in the next couple of years, and it's a great one, don't get me wrong. But now we have to really focus on ensuring that we're staying one step ahead of maintaining these facilities, which is equally probably more challenging, quite frankly, than just building a brand new building. I'm excited to talk about the pharmacy, but to your latter comment, we're focusing a lot on removing wallpaper, painting walls, modernizing flooring, ensuring that we have level surfaces, that we don't have areas where patients would trip, converting out our lighting to ensure that it's the most energy efficient as possible. putting in redundant systems for our electricity, our HVAC systems to ensure that, okay, we may have a tornado come through, we may have storms come through. We have to have all that redundancy ready to go because, quite frankly, the people, we're in the business of people taking care of people. And somebody's grandma is a patient of ours. And we want to take care of that person as if they were ours. And so we have to have the form and the functions of systems that keep the ship running.
I think when people say construction, they think building a pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would venture a guess that more often than not, most of the construction is within the facilities of what you already have. While trying in a hospital, it's if you're going to work on a room, the room has to be closed. I would imagine.
Yes.
You don't want the dust and whatever getting out in the hallway and getting into other rooms. It's not like, hey, let's go paint the house wall, right, or the living room wall. There's a lot more to it that I think construction is lost in that aspect a little bit on when we're watching all this stuff go on at the hospital.
Absolutely. Well, the focus is on patients first. And so anytime you're going to do something as simple as swap out some plumbing underneath a sink in a patient or around a patient area, there's a whole series of steps that we have to take to ensure whoever's doing the work, that they're in a contained area, that we have alternate areas for our patients to receive the same amount of care as if that area wasn't offline, to ensure that it's infection controlled. In other words, we're not creating more problems for patient care. We're trying to solve problems and create less issues and improve the area for patients. Yeah, it's a pretty extensive list that we go through prior to prepping. There are times when you wish you could just knock that project out on a quiet weekend, but we do have to follow proper protocol. And it's for best practice. It really is. It's for the ultimate goal of, yes, improving the area, but while you're doing it, you're not creating downstream problems that you really shouldn't, because you just skip 3 steps on a checklist. And we all are guilty of wanting to skip those steps, but we just don't have the luxury of doing that.
Well, Adrian, I greatly appreciate you coming and talking, and we just touched on some of the stuff that you deal with on a daily basis, so I'm sure we can talk to you again about some other things.
You bet.
But it was fun talking about the things that people kind of, I think, forget about a little bit, to get left behind. We talk about the doctors and the nurses all the time. We don't talk about the people that keep that
You bet.
stuff rolling. So I appreciate you being here. And
thank you
look
so
forward to talking
much.
to you
It was
soon.
wonderful. Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
And welcome back here to West Prairie High School, sort of. It is the old Scioto High School, Northwestern, West Prairie, now West Prairie's high school. Of course, moved to Colchester, still playing football games here in Scioto. However, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Aaron Christian is alongside us. We're going to try to find some more scores for you and give you some updated stats as well from the first half, which were oddly lopsided for a score that's somewhat close. I mean, it's 32-20. It's only one touchdown, technically a difference, but the 4 extra points, 2-point conversions, were the real difference in this one. Again, we'll look at some other games on our TSSR Game Time live feed. Up and at West Carroll, that's a battle between 2 undefeated 4-0 I8FA teams, Milledgeville and West Carroll. Last check, it was 16-0 Milledgeville. We'll get a look at that here in just a second. It's now 24-0 Milledgeville. So they're not running away with this one like they have some other contests. Looks like it is still the second quarter there, though. The scoreboard's pretty small down the corner. Can't see it. Of course, we're at 32-20 here. It is an old halftime interview being played right now. It looks like 14-13 at the half in Macomb, so a good game between Macomb and Breeze Mater Dei going on in Macomb. We've got Rushville going on as well right now. We'll see if we can find that. They are live down in Rushville. There's a commercial on there as we speak. See if they got the scoreboard up. They may not have the scoreboard up. It looks like I see it. What's the score? It's Rockets 24, Havana 23. They're in the third or second quarter still there as well. So that's a close contest. And as I'm watching, the Rockets went for a deep pass. No good. And BPC was trailing Flanagan as well. So we'll take a look at West Hancock. That was a close game also the last time I checked. So see what West Hancock looks like. It's now 22-6. Stark County over West Hancock, unfortunately. Want to thank the principal, Mr. Froman, who did his best to help us out with some internet issues we had down there. We're still battling some, as you've probably seen here tonight, although it's a little better, I think, tonight. But down there they had absolutely no internet the first time we went down there. So we took Starlink down, and Mr. Froman offered to get his Starlink. Wasn't able to do it, but we got ours down there. It looks like it's working just fine for Luke Little and crew down there tonight. So that's the roundup at the half for tonight on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Get the official score for BPC. I'll see if I can get that one for you folks. We had a great contest that we got to call last night. I shouldn't say we. I got to call, I guess, last night, as the Ridgewood Spartans defeated the Amboy Clippers. And it was the first loss for the Amboy Clippers since 2022. 17-game winning streak they had until that time. So we're getting ready to pull up the BPC score right now. I'm guessing they'll probably be at the half as well. We'll look at some stats while we're doing that. At the half, 17 carries for 83 yards for the West Prairie Cyclones. Austin Nelson has 5 carries for 22 yards. Cam Kramer, 8 carries for 44 yards. Matt Whitman, 4 carries for 17 yards. Whitman is 1 for 1 passing for 45 yards and a touchdown. Austin Nelson had the 1 catch for 45 yards and the touchdown. Unofficially, 5 first downs, 3 by the run, 1 by the pass, and 1 by penalty. But I don't know that they actually gave him the 1 by penalty. For the West Central Heat, again, unofficial stats. Kyle, the team has 33 carries for 251 yards. They did not attempt a pass. Kyle Layferry has 12 carries for 177 yards. McGraw has 6 carries for 36 yards. Cooper Gibb has 6 carries for 20 yards. Graham Kelly, who did not play since being thrown down flat on his back with his head hitting the ground in the first quarter, he's got 3 carries for 7 yards. And Gage Stimson has 6 carries for 11 yards, and every one of Stimson's carries was a quarterback sneak except one, which he fumbled and lost 2 yards on. He fumbled during a handoff attempt. They have unofficially all rushing first downs, and that would be 7 of them. Scoring in the first half looks like this. There was quite a bit of it. Seemed to get going pretty good there for a little bit. Scoring opened with 6:50 to go in the first quarter when the West Central Heat scored first on a 6-yard run by Alex McGraw. Kyle Layferry had the 2-point conversion run, and it was 8-0. West Prairie Southeastern answered very quickly, though, with 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Cam Kramer scored on a 23-yard run. The run failed, and it was 8-6. West Central then scored on a 63-yard run by Kyle Layferry with a 3:54 to go in the first quarter. Layferry had the 2-point conversion run. It was 16-6. Then Stimson scored with 11:57 to go in the second quarter on the first play of the second quarter on a 2-yard quarterback sneak. Layferry had another 2-point conversion run. It was 24-6. Yeah, well, let me rephrase that. Whitman was 2 for 2 for 55 yards because he did have a 14-yard touchdown pass to Aiden Akers with 9:23 to go in the second quarter. It was 24-14. West Central answered 7 minutes and 23 seconds later with a 2-yard touchdown run by Stimson again on another quarterback sneak. It was another 2-point conversion run by Layfair, and it was 32-14. Then with 43 seconds left, Austin Nelson scored from 1 yard out for West Prairie Southeastern. The pass failed, and it was 32-20. So while the Cyclones have only scored one less touchdown than the Heat, they find themselves down by 2 touchdowns because the Heat have scored on every one of their 2-point conversions, and the Cyclones converted on just one, and that was a pass from Whitman to Aiden Akers on the Aiden Akers touchdown pass, followed that with the 2-point conversion pass, and that's where we stand. So at the half in BPC, it's 28-6 as they're announcing the homecoming court as we speak, it would appear. So we got just about 4 minutes to go into halftime. We'll take another break, and we'll be back as you're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of Cyclone Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back here to Scioto, Illinois. It's West Prairie Southeastern against West Central. I'm Dwayne Hulett. I have Greg Phelps, who, if you watch very many of our broadcasts or listen,
thankfully you don't have to look at me, but
yeah,
you look at the game.
We stay off camera quite a bit, but we talk a lot. Greg, you're not only the PA announcer for football, you cover a lot of different games for us, volleyball, basketball.
Yep.
And you're the junior high girls basketball coach.
Yep, and
season started, right?
Yeah, we just got started. And actually, we get a little late start because of softball, but on our way and started. Got a big double overtime win over Galesburg Costa the other night. Pretty young. We're 7th grade's pretty young. 1 7th grader, bunch of 6th graders, and a 5th grader. 8th grade, looking for some good things. We got a tough one going up to Nauvoo on Monday night, and they're good. There's no 2 ways around it. They're good. We just hope to get in there and compete. I mean, if I can use coach speak, I'm used to that. I used to do it in the interviews. I mean, they're good. And we're going to go up and compete, see where we're at. And I don't mind that a little bit. We're, a little less practice time than most. But, hey, we'll go up there. We'll compete.
The nice thing about basketball, though, you guys do get to do the postseason.
Yep.
But everybody in basketball makes the postseason, right? So you can get better throughout the season and be okay with that.
I've always said that, you start 0-0 when you start the regionals, and that's the best thing. And with a team as young as ours, you look to grow and you look to head to the end of it, kind of the sprint toward the postseason. Yeah, everybody makes it. Everybody gets in the regional. And you never know what you're going to do. They throw the ball up, and you never know which way it's going to go, going to bounce. And I'm excited for the year. We've got a lot of great girls. They put up with me on a daily basis. So, hey, they've got to be pretty tough.
Well, anybody that puts up with either one of us for very long has to be pretty tough.
Exactly. And your
wife has put up with you for quite a while now.
Almost 20 years. That's one of the funny thing. We celebrated our anniversary on Tuesday. Where was I? I was in the gym. That's pretty much where we live. For how many? Oh gosh, 30-some years that I've done this, and you've done this, and we're all over the place. So I got to get back to my job. But thanks for having me on, D. Always enjoy it. Always enjoy having you guys on the opposite side of the press box for me. And
well, hopefully we can get you on a football game sometime here too, because it's you and I. The first time we ever worked together was doing football.
Football on the radio. Wow,
yep,
dating ourselves a little bit there.
We might be old.
We might be.
We'll talk to you later.
Nick.
That was Greg Phelps talking to us for a few minutes here. At the half, if you just join us, if you can't see the scoreboard for whatever reason, it is 32-0, and the scoreboard is gone from – oh, there it is. And it's gone again. They're going to show the band is the reason why, I guess, in BPC. And it's back again. Never mind. I know that Keely Lieb will be happy that they're showing the band because she wanted me to make sure they tried to show the band at BPC. So once again, a lot of stuff going on TSSR Game Time Live tonight. 5 games live. Make that 6 counting the Milledgeville game. It was 14-13 last check. Macomb trailing by 1. And here's the kickoff for the start of the second half here from Scioto. It's going to be picked up at the 25-yard line. Braden Copeland's got some running room. He took one back against Flanagan. He might take this one. He's at the 30. Cuts back again. Can't break the tackle. Down to the 25. A big touchdown-saving tackle by Aiden Garner. But Braden Copeland starts things off the best way he can for the Cyclones. Well, next to best way. From the 25 to the 25, a 50-yard kickoff return from Whitman. Lost his wristband. It has the plays on it, it would appear. He's got it now. All things are good that end well, and he's got time to get the play in, and we should be good to go. Here we go. 11:47 to go in the third quarter, just underway. Whitman, hand off to Nelson. Cuts upfield. He breaks through one tackle, sidesteps another. Touchdown, Cyclones! Austin Nelson, a 25-yard touchdown run. Gives him 47 yards. And just like that, it's a one-score game here in Scioto. And they'll try to make it a 4-point game with a 2-point conversion attempt coming here. Nelson bounces. No, that's Kramer, excuse me. He's going to be brought down in the backfield by McGraw. Runs, fails, but with 11:38 to go here in the third quarter, the Cyclones cut the lead to 6 at 32-26. We'll have pull up and do a live read here if we can get the first one. Aaron's not very smooth with the mouse here tonight, folks. I'm not either, so that's okay. Helping to bring you this contest tonight is Ryden Farm Supply, located in the heart of Walnut Grove. And in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area and has, as a customer, they'll take good care of you. Give them a call at 309-772-3121. And Pond Plus, well, we'll talk about them after the kickoff. Here we go. Another kick deep and going to go out of bounds again. I guess you can't give up any kickoff returns if you kick the ball out of bounds. So that was a 25-yard run for Austin Nelson. And it's down to a 6-point lead. 32-26. Heat's first offensive play. If they take it the distance, it'll be from the 35-yard line. It'll be a 65-yard touchdown run. But I don't think he's going to. Well, maybe he will. Are you kidding me right now? He might get caught from behind. He will. What a job to track him down from behind by Cam Kramer. Layferry went for 45 yards, make it 46, and a first down. 46. I'm going to give him 46. Greg said 46 at 5 officially. I'm going 46 because I can. I went to Bushnell. I can't do basic math. 46 on the carry. I was going to say if that went to touchdown, we were going to be in trouble because this is going to be a long second half. This time, breaking. The ball's out. The first turnover of the game, and it's going to go to West Prairie-Southeastern. I believe that was Layferry on the carry. That turnover on downs, he gained 6, but he lost the ball. And a chance now for the Cyclones to get all the way back into it. A turnover at the 11:07 mark of the third quarter, and 2 deep setbacks beside Whitman. Again, this time not going to be able to bounce it outside. It's Kramer on the carry, I do believe. He's going to go for a very short gain, if any. We'll see if they move the down marker at all. Doesn't look like they are. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Kramer has been one step away from breaking a few big runs. He's just not been able to make that one person miss. And there's Austin Nelson, gets hit in the backfield, but somehow keeps his feet moving, and he fights his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Cyclones. Hester comes out. Two wideouts this time. Copeland to the near side. I formation behind Whitman under center. Going to pass or roll right. Under pressure. Throws it downfield. It's incomplete. Look for Aiden Akers. It's incomplete. Whitman is down in the corner of the end zone on the far side of the field. Again, Whitman, I believe, is who that is, down over there in the corner. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well. 9:45 to go. We'll be back to Scioto right after this.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back, just in time to see Matt Whitman walk off the field. May have been a cramp. Not real sure. He's walking gingerly off the field. As it's 4th and 10 from the 12. Austin Nelson to kick it away here. Nelson's going to take the snap. It's a low snap into the end zone. Still going to get it away. And he did good to get it away. It's going to be well out of bounds. It's going to be a short punt. But just to keep it from being a safety was a great job by Austin Nelson. He punted that so fast. Guys, you're going – if they give them that at the 35-yard line, West Prairie-Southeastern is getting the biggest gift they've gotten all night. That ball went out of bounds at the 25 at the least. It landed 15 yards out of bounds about the 35-yard line. So, well, I guess the wind's blowing really hard. Maybe it did blow it this far. So it's West Central football. 1st and 10 at the 35. Big hit over there on the far side. Whitman got back in there in a hurry. Playfair's going to go for a gain 3. Yeah, we'll call it 4. We'll go with Greg on this one. 2:33 on the ground now for Layferry. Stimson back under center. Layferry breaks a tackle in the backfield, breaks another one about 5 yards downfield. Down the sideline he goes. He gets knocked out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 20, near the 15-yard line. From the 33. Actually from the 31, I believe. Where do they mark it at? 15? 14. 15-yard line. A 16-yard run. 249 on 16 carries for LaFerry. Handoff up the middle. Big tackle there. Cooper Gibb on the carry. See where they mark it here. Gain of 3. I won't call it 2nd and 7, but it probably is closer to 8 in all honesty. Handoff's going to go to LaFerry around the opposite side this time, and he's going to be wrapped up. Aiden Akers on the stop, along with there's another number something 5 there as well, and I can't see the other side of it. 55? It was number 55. Jair Flora Durham bringing up, helping with the stop there. First time we called Jair's name tonight. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 after a 2-yard gain. Going to be close to a 1st down. It's actually Gibb with the carry. Or at least Gibb ended up with the ball. A gain of 4 for Gibb. It's 4th down and 1. 4th and 1, 7:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Inside the 10 at the 6-yard line for the Heats. 4th and 1, huge play here, and the Cyclones jumped off sides. It'll be a 3-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 by penalty. Or 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line for the Heats. Coach Jason Kirby going out talking to Stimson, giving him the play. Don't think they'll run the sneak again, do you? They've only run that about 75 times here. Not really, I'm kidding, folks. It's only been 5 times that they've ran the sneak. Stimson under center. It is the sneak, and he didn't move very far. He got a little help from Cooper Gibb, but, man, he didn't get much, but I think they're going to give it to him. I don't know if they give him a yard or not. Looks like they gave him more than a yard. And a couple player down on the field for West Prairie-Southeastern. We'll say that it gave him 2. Looks like it's on the 1-yard line. Second down and goal. Well, maybe that is the 2. We'll say gave him 1. And both teams going to the sidelines now to get some water. We'll take a break as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back here to Scioto. It's halftime up at West Carroll, 38-0 at the half. Milledgeville with the lead. Stimson under center. He's going to try the quarterback sneak again. I don't think he got it that time. He didn't go very far forward at all. Got 1 on the last one. I don't know if they moved the stick at all on this one. He tried to go right, and he kind of just ran parallel with the line of scrimmage. They did not move the down marker, so no gain on the play. 8 carries for 12 yards. That's kind of telling you the kind of runs that Stimson's been suffering through here tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. All my help and friends are all wearing sweatshirts and hoodies and all kinds of stuff, and I'm sitting here in a T-shirt and shorts. And again, a big hit at the line of scrimmage. That's a big hit. Who was that? That was Aiden Akers again. They might move the down marker a little bit, but it's going to be fourth down. It looked like he moved forward a little bit that time, but they didn't move the down marker, so no gain again. Hey, it's on YouTube. It's okay. Timeout charged to West Central here in the third quarter. 5:09 to go in quarter number 3. It's a 6-point game, 32-26, and a 4th and goal at close to the 1, but technically the 2 awaits the Heat of West Central High School, and it has been a huge defensive stand for the Cyclones of West Prairie-Southeastern. They'll have their backs against the wall if they can make the stop, but, man, would it be huge in how this game could turn out if they could get a stop here. West Central, on their first possession, had a huge play of the second half. They had a huge play after the Cyclones had a 50-yard kick return and a one-play drive, 25-yard touchdown. They returned back with a 46-yard run of their own and then fumbled it on the next play and gave it back to the Cyclones. Cyclones, unfortunately for them, couldn't do anything with it. So that's where we're at. 5:09 to go in the third quarter, 32-26. 4th and goal from the 1. And they're going to do the Philadelphia tush push, and all the way into the end zone he goes. Stimson's going to get his 3rd touchdown, a 2-yard touchdown run with 5:05 to go here in the third quarter. Heat are perfect on 2-point conversions thus far. 5:05 to go, a 2-yard run by Stimson. Outside, flag is thrown. Layferry got in. Holding call on West Central. That'll make this a 12-yard 2-point conversion attempt. I would imagine they'll do it here. They won't let them have the 2-point conversion, so they'll take it here. And we work through quarter number 3, 5:05 to go in the third quarter. As we're still taking some time here, as we got a player down for West Central in the end zone. Looks like cramps. I know there's probably people at home wondering why cramps are a problem tonight. It is cool, but it's still humid, and I'm sure that it's it feels cool without without a sweatshirt on when you're not doing anything. These guys are out there working their tails off. They're still sweating a lot, and a day that is cool and cloud covered will kind of fool you into not drinking enough liquids and keeping yourself hydrated, and that might be what's happening here to these players who continue to struggle a little bit with cramps. This is the first player for West Central to have a problem. There's been a couple players for Cyclones. Jair actually got up and walked off. I'm not 100% sure if that was a cramp. I believe that was Jair Flora Durham. And now getting up and walking off the field on the far side is the Heat player who I still haven't seen the number of. Maybe here, and it's Layferry, number 34, Kyle Layferry. That'll be a huge loss if it is. Anderson comes in his stead. He's sitting over there stretching to try to stretch those legs out a little bit more. It's going to be a 2-point conversion from the 12-yard line now for the Rockets. Lead 24-23 over the Ducks still. Going to throw wide open and making the catch. Pass is good. Who caught that? Is that McGraw, number 17? McGraw catches the pass from Stimson. And it's 38-26. Correction, 40-26. I can't do basic math. Told you that already. We talked about that earlier. 40-26. We'll keep it here and do a live read. This game being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. If you haven't liked our TSSR Game Time Live Facebook page, you should do that. We stopped in to Pond Plus on Thursday and actually opened a grab box from Amazon and got some cool stuff, about $559 worth of stuff. And if you do a live as you open it, it's $75. You can take it home with you and open it for $100. It's a lot of fun. There's the kickoff, and then this falling down with it at the 39-yard line was Brody Cordell. 39. I said 49. It is the 39-yard line. First down, Cyclones trailing by 14 now with 5:03 to go here in quarter number 3. Take a live look in here to Macomb as we're in I formation, 2 tight end set. Hand off to the second back through, which is Kramer. Are they going to give him 9 or 10? They're going to give him 9. It'll be second down and 1. Well, are they? They might measure. Second down. Here we go. And Cyclones are ready to go. 2 tight end set. 2 setbacks behind Whitman in the shotgun. Whitman's going to keep it this time. He's got a first down and more. Whitman's going to break it. He might go. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Matt Whitman from 40 or 52 yards out. And Matt Whitman gets the touchdown. 69 yards on 5 carries now as Matt Whitman gets in the scoring column. And just like that, it's 40-32. $52-yard touchdown run. Now they'll go for 2. Pitch is going to go to Kramer. He's not going to get there. He's going to be stopped short. And a weird tackle for Kyle Layferry, who's back in the ball game. He's slow to get up, but he does get up and walk off. With 4:21 to go here in the third quarter, Matt Whitman answers with a 52-yard touchdown run, and the Cyclones cut it to 8 at 40-32. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time live from Scioto. After the 52-yard touchdown run, again the ball's kicked out of bounds. With 4:21 to go here in the third quarter, it's 40-32. West Central leads by 8 over the Cyclones. And the difference is literally 2-point conversions. Both teams have scored 5 touchdowns. But the 4 for 5 on 2-point conversions has been the difference. Scratch that, 5 for 5 on 2-point conversions has been the difference. 1 for 5 for the Cyclones. Here's Stimson. Stimson keeps it. He was supposed to hand it off, I think, but it was going to be wrapped up as soon as he handed it off. Akers is going to roll Stimson to the ground. A gain of 4 for Stimson. Said Brayson Denny, number 50, in on the stop as well. Stimson a gain of 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. It's the second longest run of the night for Stimson. He's got a 5-yard run. Everything else is 3 or less. Hand off to McGraw. He cuts it up inside. Now he's got some running room to the outside. Across the 40, 30, and he's going to step out of bounds. And behind the play, another Cyclone is down. Getting up slowly from the 39. Coming off slowly, I believe, is going to be number 14, Aiden Horn. 40-yard gain. 40-yard gain for McGraw. So it's 1st and 10 from the 31. Make that a 30-yard gain, not a 40-yard gain. Two-yard gain on the play. These stools aren't very comfortable, are they? It's better than standing up the whole time, though. Bombers are leading 21-14 over Breeze Mater Day in Macomb tonight for homecoming. And a big stop after the fumble. It's recovered. Number 1 or number 2 walking off there? Oh, it's Gage Stimson recovered the fumble. He's going to lose 4. 3. What are they calling it? Lose 3. It's 3rd and 11. Clock down to 2:05. Timeout on the field. Charge to the Heat. That's their 2nd timeout of the second half. They're down to 1 timeout in a game that is much closer than they would like it to be. And the Cyclones showing why people have thought they would be a good football team. They've got most of their pieces back, and they're playing pretty darn well tonight. This game being brought to you in part by the Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief now with 2 editions each week. They still have their midweek news briefs. It's free across the area. You can get the 2 editions each week mailed directly to your home. For pricing information, you can contact the Community News Brief or pick up single copies at locations in Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and, of course, Macomb. Here we go. 3rd down and 11. Handoff's going to go to Layferry. He rounds the corner. Gets a nice gain on the play. It looks like he's going to get about 8. He is short. It's going to bring up 4th down. See where they mark it. All the way down to the 34-yard line. It's a 8-yard gain. It's 4th and 3.
They're going to go on 2, try and draw us off. They're going on 2.
259 yards now on 19 carries for Layferry, who did maybe look a smidge slower right there, but it's 4th and 3. Will they try to draw him off? They will not. It's a quick snap to Layferry again. He's going to be stopped short. That was Jair Flora Durham at the bottom of that to slow down Layferry. Turnover on downs. Layferry gets no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1. We'll see where they actually mark this ball at. That's going to be no gain. 1st down, Cyclones with 1:03 to go, down by 8. I formation behind Whitman. Kramer the deep setback. Pitch is going to go to him around left side. Into the backfield and a big stop. No gain on the play. McGraw got up there. Gibb and friends, including Stimpson and number 18, Matthew Goff, out to help clean it up, but no gain on the play for Kramer. And it's the last play probably of the 3rd quarter coming here. 2nd down and 10. Whitman with 2 setbacks beside him. Austin Nelson with it. He's going to try and beat him to the corner. Now he's going to cut back. He's going to get a positive gain of maybe a yard, I think. Maybe not. They may not even give him a yard. We'll see where they mark it. They are going to move it up to the 30-yard line, 25-yard line, excuse me. I'll give him a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Cyclones. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Scioto, Illinois. It's I8FA football tonight here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of Cyclone sports, as we're at the old West Prairie High School, still where they play football. School students and have moved to Colchester, talking about putting a football field down there, hopefully as soon as next year. That's all dependent on some voting, I believe, come this fall. We'll see how that shakes out. It is 3rd down and 9 for the Cyclones. They have the ball on their own 25-yard line. 4th quarter coming up. Say hi to Jake Dingus, watching from South Africa again. And Whitman's going to keep it, and he's going to go again. He's across the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Matt Whitman from the 25-yard line, a 75-yard touchdown, but did they have a flag down? It is a flag down. Whitman's going to get 14 yards on the run. And it'll be a penalty of 10. It'll bring up 3rd down because it'll take it back They're calling it from the 40, so take it back to the 30. It should make it approximately 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 5. BPC's scored another touchdown. They trail 28-12 now. They're in the 3rd quarter still at BPC. Whitman again. Alone in the backfield. Throws it to Kramer. Kramer breaks a tackle and gets pushed out of bounds. I don't know if he got to the first down marker or not. He did not. So the pass is complete. 4th and 3, a 2-yard pass. Timeout on the field. Charge to the Cyclones, I do believe. We'll keep it here as we're trying to catch up on everything that we've missed so far. Actually, a 3-yard pass completion there from Whitman to Kramer. 45, 14, and 3-yard pass completions. No incompletions, though, for Whitman. The Cyclones had a 75-yard touchdown run called back on the first play of the 4th quarter after a holding penalty was called 15 yards downfield. It ended up being a 4th and 5. And now the Cyclones ended up being a 3rd and 5, and now it's a 4th and 2 from the 32-yard line. This is a big 4th down. Cyclones are going for it. Whitman, 2 setbacks to his one to each side. He's going to keep it himself. Tries to get outside. Rounds the corner. He can't break it this time, but he gets the first down. See where they mark it at. It's going to be a first down for Whitman and the Cyclones. And another Heat player down. Boy, they give him a lot of yards on that, in all honesty. That ends up being a 7-yard gain for Whitman. Another first down for the Cyclones. And player getting up and walking off slowly. I believe that was number 61. Maybe it was 51, Caleb Thompson. It was 51. I apologize, Caleb. Flanagan just threw a long touchdown pass to extend their lead in Bushnell. So 1st and 10 Cyclones at the 11:35 mark of the 4th quarter. They're down by 8. Whitman with a setback to each side now in the shotgun. Handoff goes to Austin Nelson, spinning and fighting and breaking tackles and going for a gain of about 7. Down the left hash mark he went after going to the middle of the field. A gain of 7 for Austin Nelson. He's got 55 yards on 9 carries. 2nd down and 3 for West Prairie. Approaching the 11-minute mark of the 4th quarter now. Same formation, 2 tights, 2 setbacks. Whitman in a shotgun. Fake the handoff. Whitman keeps it this time. Rounds the corner. A first down for the Cyclones and a gain of about 5 or 6. We'll give him 5. 1st and 10 Cyclones in West Central territory. Whitman went for a 52-yard touchdown run just moments ago, and he almost answered with a 75, but if it hadn't have been for the holding penalty called on the far side of the field. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of the Heat for West Prairie-Southeastern. 10:52 to go as Whitman got ran out of bounds here in Scioto. Whitman again from the shotgun. Handoff's going big time tackle in the backfield. Austin Nelson's brought down by Gage Stimson. That's going to be a loss of at least 4. We'll see where they mark it at. It's going to be a loss of 4 for Austin Nelson. It's going to bring up second down and 14. Big time play by the quarterback for the Heats, playing on the defensive side of the ball. Got through and got a big tackle. Now I formation, 2 tight end set. Whitman under center. Drops back, rolls right, throws it into flat to Nelson. Stays in bounds, finds a little running room. Makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss. He's going to be down to the 30. First down, Cyclones. From the 49, see if they mark it at the 30. They will. A 21-yard gain on the pass play to Nelson. He's got catches of 45 and 21. And it's 1st and 10 from the 30 of the Heat for the Cyclones now as they're eating up clock. 9:55 to go in the football game. They trail by 8. I formation one more time. Handoff's going to go to the first back through Nelson. He keeps his feet moving, and they just keep rolling forward, pounding and moving and bouncing and throwing, and he's going to be knocking a pair of white jerseys slow to get up, one of them being Gage Stimson. Nelson is going to go for a gain of 3. It's going to bring up second down and 7 from the 32 for the Cyclones. Eleven carries for 54 yards. Snap. Whitman again keeps it. He's got some. Oh, there's the block. He spins out of one tackle, finally going to be brought down. There was one block that, I think it was Gage Stimson over there that just shedded the block, was able to avoid the block, and that allowed him to get in and slow Whitman down and then finally spin him down, but not until Whitman goes for a gain of 5. It's going to bring up third down and 2. Actually, a gain of 4. A gain of 5. We'll give him 5 for Whitman. He's got 100 yards even on the night, unofficially. 3rd and 2 from the 32 of the, or from the 22, excuse me, of the Heats. I formation, Whitman under center. Hand off, second back, Kramer. Hesitates and then pulls forward, and he's going to be short, I think. He might have got a yard. Flag coming up, and that might be on the Cyclones, and that will be huge. That's a late flag. It looked like they were going to call a chop block. Personal, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cyclones. Down will count, I do believe. Going to bring up 4th down. It was after the play. If it was after the play, it'll be 4th down. If it was not, it'll still be 3rd. We'll see if they change the down marker or not. It is 4th down. 4th and about 17 now. 4th and La Harpe, as the announcer said. For those who don't know, La Harpe is 12 miles down the road to the west, for anybody keeping score. Whitman got pressure from behind. Going to throw in a flat. Intercepted! And brought down. It was Kyle Layferry with the interception. Yeah, you know, it's upsetting you throw an interception, but it's 4th down. If the pass is incomplete, you could have had a chance to – there's no chance to punt. If it's incomplete, they actually are 1 yard farther downfield, so it was almost like a punt. It's 1st and 10 Heat with 7:47 to go, and you can bet that Jason Kirby and crew, head coach for the West Central Heat, are going to suck every second out of the clock that they can on this drive right here, leading by 8, 40-32, with 7:47 remaining in the 4th quarter. Handoff's going to go to Kyle Layfair around right side. Brought down in the backfield. Big stop. Brody Cordell on the stop, and it's a loss on the play. So it's going to be a loss of 2 or 3. Loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Cyclones have had the ball a lot in this quarter. But have not had a lot of points to show for it. Clock running, 7:10 remaining. We saw this last night in Ridgewood. You could probably wait for that official, the back judge. You can't see him on the screen, but no, they didn't wait. They went ahead and handed off. McGraw with it. McGraw's going to try to make something happen. He's going to be close to a first down. He gets the 2 back, and 9 more, a gain of 11 for McGraw. He's got 77 yards on the night. Bryson Denny and others on the stop. Brody Cordell out there as well. But it's 3rd and 1 now for the Heat with 6:40 remaining. Making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about, though, by snapping the ball quick there. I thought maybe they would take as much time as they could. But maybe only up by 8. They feel like they need to keep things as they normally would here. And somebody wanted a timeout. I think it was Coach Jason Kirby screaming for a timeout on the far side. That'll be their final timeout, won't it? That is their last timeout. We'll stay here for this one. So not sure if that will matter or not, but it could be a big deal as we move through the final stage of this game. This game also being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital Athletic Trainers MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell, Macomb, and Monmouth provide expert help to Spartan, Cyclone, Heats, and other student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar, Sports Corner at 124, with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Here we go. 3rd and 1, and they're going to have the first down and more. Second back through, got the ball. See who comes up with it. Cooper Gibb, who was number 2. And he's going to go for a gain of 5. No timeouts remaining for the Heat. 2 remaining for West Prairie Southeastern. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. And flag is down. And illegal procedure called against the Heat. That'll make it 1st and 15 from about their 43-yard line. 5:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. So here we go, 1st and 15. Heat with 5:30 remaining in the football game. And I was going to go up the middle. Cooper Gibbs going to get 6 on the carry. Whitman tried to rip it out. He did come up with it, but not until he was down. And then behind the play, not sure if Stimson has got a cramp or if he's trying to get his shoe back on. It's a gain of 6 for 2nd and 9. Well, they moved it back, 5-yard gain. 2nd and 10. Around to the side and dropped in the backfield. Mikey Kitch on the stop. Leigh Ferry is going to be dropped for a loss on the play. Mikey Kitch having a good game tonight. It's 3rd down and a short 11 with 4:30 remaining. Cyclones need a stop here. Not sure if you're in a position to go for it if you're the Heat here. I would imagine you're probably going to punt this away if you don't get some decent yardage on this play, but we'll have to see what the Cyclones defense can do. The Heats, if they can get a first down, they'll ice most of this game away. This is a big set of downs here. Stimson rolls back. He's got McGraw open. No good. Whitman was closing fast. I think McGraw saw him coming. It's incomplete. And the bigger part about that is it stops the clock with 3:58 remaining. Now what will you do? Will you go for it again, or will you punt it away? That's the first pass and first incompletion of the game for Stimson. He has thrown a couple on two-point conversions, but those don't count. So what are they going to do? Looks like they're back in punt formation. Cyclones have nobody back to return. Going to make sure they punt it, which I don't necessarily blame him with that. He'll angle it out of bounds or try to. Takes a big bounce. It's going to roll down close to the 10, inside the 15, to about the 11 or 12-yard line. So with 3:48 remaining, the Cyclones have it 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. I think at least that's where it looks like that official stand. I'm at a bad angle, though, so I could be wrong, but I'm going to call it 1st and 10 at the 12. 3:48 remaining, and this is probably the ball game for the Cyclones right here. They have to make this drive work. We'll see if they can do it. They've hung with the Heat throughout the game. The two-point conversions have been the difference thus far. Whitman, handoff. That's Cam Kramer bounces ahead for a couple yards. Hit and then fell forward. It is a gain of 3 from the 12, so he's to the 15. 2nd down and 7. 3:28 remaining. Here comes Whitman. Going to keep it around left side. He's got running room again. Well, not much. They closed it up. They spread it out far enough that Whitman going to go for little to no gain. He's all the way to the rope on the far side. He ran out of bounds. 1-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 6. Or 3rd down and 6, excuse me. 3rd down and 6. Whitman had to come all the way across the field to get the play. Clock is stopped, though, as he ran out of bounds. 3:02 remaining. Have to watch the line, the back judge, though, to watch for him to start counting. There's the 10-second call. He's at 10 seconds, still got time. They're going to have to hurry. And Coach McCormack's going to take the timeout. First of the 2 he had left with 3:02 remaining. Too bad he had to take it there, but Whitman, as we said, ran all the way to the rope on the far side of the field, had to come back over and get the play, and then go back to the huddle, and just didn't want to rush it. So it is 3rd down and 5-ish, maybe 6. The down marker keeps flipping sideways to sideways. I can't really tell where it's at. They got 3rd and 7 on the scoreboard. It's 38-0 up at West Carroll right now. So here we go. After the timeout, 2 downs to get 6 yards to keep the drive alive. Dropping back to pass is Whitman. He's in trouble. Shakes off one, throws it downfield, and it's intercepted. Gage Stimson's got it. And he's going to run it out of bounds inside the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 Heat at the 18-yard line, I do believe, of the Cyclones. And that may result in the dagger with the Cyclones only having one one timeout remaining. Daisy Dragon saying go Heat. One timeout remaining for the Cyclones, but 2:53 left here in the football game. It's 1st and 10 from about the 18 for the Heats. Rockets and Ducks are still in a tight one. There's a handoff up the middle. Cooper Gibb on the carry, I believe. 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6 from about the 14-yard line. .220 clock running, and now for sure you'll let them run the clock all the way down. 2:15 left. Stimpson's just going to keep it. He's not going to get much. He got chopped down at the knees. It was Austin Nelson on the stop, I do believe. No, it was Horn, excuse me, Aiden Horn. Timeout, the final timeout of the game taken by the Cyclones with 2:01 remaining in the 4th quarter. We'll take our last break as well. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Stimson got 1 yard on that last carry. He's got 13 carries for 16 yards. Everything has been right up the middle for him. Essentially, quarterback sneaks of one nature or another, sometimes left, sometimes right, off guard either way, or over the center. That time it was straightforward. 3 and 5, 3rd down and 5 to go here. At the 14, or at the 13, excuse me. And the handoff goes to Gibb. He's going to be close to a 1st down. They're going to ask for a measurement, I do believe. 1:44 remaining. So they bring the chain gang out for the first time tonight with 1:44 left. And this is a big spot. I don't blame them for wanting to make sure they get it right here. They're going to bring it out. If it's a 1st down, for all intents and purposes, the game is over. They could take knees, I believe, and run the clock out. But if it's not, they're going to have to run at least one more play and chance turning it back over with about 90 seconds left for the Cyclones to make something happen. And chain gets stretched, and it is short by about 4 inches. Short of a 1st down by 4 inches. So it'll be a quarterback sneak, you'd have to think here, as Cooper Gibb got 4 yards like we said. Can't give him 5 because he didn't get the 1st down. This is a huge, huge play for the Cyclones.
It's a fullback dive. It's fullback dive.
Stimson going up under center. Cooper Gibb, the deep setback, 2 tight ends. Stimson lets the clock run here. He's going to wait for the signal from the official. So it's a long time here because they got set. Those poor linemen and defensive linemen are going to be down in that set for a long time. It was 1:41. That's 20 seconds right there. And the arm finally goes up. Handoff to Gibb, and he'll have the first down. And that'll do it. Gibb goes for a gain of 5. (40-32) the score, and we're down to the 1 minute mark almost. 1:05 remaining. Have to down it, take a knee a couple times probably here, and we'll be out of this contest. Waiting, just got to get it under 40, I do believe, and they should be able to do that here. We'll see. Arm isn't up yet. It is up now. Counting it off, and they're down to 40. Knee is taken, and 35 seconds left, and that should do it. I do believe. Both teams are heading to their respective sidelines. Little congratulatory handshakes at the ball, and that's going to end it here. The Heat survive for a 40-32 win over the Cyclones. The Heat improved to 5-0. The Cyclones fall to 0-5. And for all intents and purposes, probably out of the running for a playoff spot here for the first time since joining the I8FA in 2021. So once again, the final score, 40-32. Heat get the win over the Cyclones. We'll take a break. I'll try to add up some stats. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a few minutes.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And you know, sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
And welcome back here as we wait for Coach Kirby and possibly Coach McCormack to come up and talk to us. I didn't talk to Coach McCormack about coming up and talking to us after the game. I know he hasn't been doing that, so he may not. But we'll talk to you. 40-32 final score. West Central survives to down the West Prairie Cyclones. Both teams ended up with turnover. Actually, West Prairie had 2 turnovers. I'll tell you some stats. First, let's start with West Prairie in the loss. 32 points in total. Unofficially 33 carries for 211 yards. Matt Whitman was 4 of 6, 2 interceptions for 83 yards and 1 touchdown. Austin Nelson had 2 catches for 66 yards. Aiden Akers had a 14-yard touchdown reception, and Cam Kramer had a 3-yard reception. Austin Nelson had 11 carries for 54 yards. Cam Kramer had 12 for 56. Matt Whitman had 10 for 101, and he got shorted. That 75-yard touchdown run got called back on a hold to open the fourth quarter, or it would have been possibly a different ball game down the stretch. So we get ready for some stats from West Central, and then we'll go over the scoring plays. West Central had 55 rushes for 497 yards. They threw the ball 1 time. It was incomplete. They did lose 1 fumble. 21 carries for 256 yards for Kyle Layferry. Gage Stimson had 13 carries for 16 yards. Graham Kelly, who left in the first quarter after being knocked down pretty hard on his back and his head hitting the ground, 3 carries for 7 yards. 13 carries for 48 yards for Cooper Gibb. 8 carries for 77 yards for Alex McGraw. And that's the stats, 55 for 497 for the Heats. Now we'll look at the scoring plays. And literally, the 40-38 score, the difference is 2-point conversions because both scored 5 touchdowns. The Heat scored on all 5 of their 2-point conversions, including a 12-yard 2-point conversion after a holding penalty on the 2-point conversion that was also good. So here's how it started. With 6:50 to go in the first quarter, West Central scored the opening TD, a 6-yard touchdown run by Alex McGraw. Kyle Layferry had a 2-point conversion run. It was 8-0. West Prairie Southeastern answered at the 4:35 mark with a 23-yard touchdown run by Cam Kramer. The run failed. It was 8-6. West Central scored again in the first quarter with 3:54 remaining on a 63-yard run by Kyle Layferry. He had the 2-point conversion run as well, and it was 16-6. First play of the second quarter, Gage Stimson used the quarterback sneak to score from 2 yards out. Layferry had the 2-point conversion run. It was 24-6. With 9:23 to go in the second quarter, West Prairie Southeastern scored on a touchdown pass from Matt Whitman to Aiden Akers from 14 yards out. Whitman then connected with Akers on the 2-point conversion pass, and it was 24-14. West Central then scored with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. A 2-yard touchdown run again on a quarterback sneak by Gage Stimson. And Kyle Layferry again scored on the 2-point run for the 2-point conversion, and it was 32-14. Not to be done yet, though. West Prairie Southeastern scored with 43 seconds remaining in the first half on a 1-yard run by Austin Nelson. The pass failed, and it was 32-20 at the half. The scoring slowed down immensely in the second half. All of it came actually in the third quarter. West Prairie Southeastern scored just seconds into the second half on a 25-yard run from Austin Nelson with 11:38 remaining in the third quarter. That was after a 50-yard kickoff return by Braden Copeland. The run failed, and it was 32-26. Then West Central scored with 5:05 remaining in the third quarter on a 2-yard run by Stimson. Then West Prairie Southeastern scored with 4:21 to go on a 52-yard run by Matt Whitman. The run failed again on the last Stimson 2-yard run. It was a Stimson to McGraw 2-point conversion pass that got the 2-point conversion. It was 40-26. Then the run failed on Whitman's 52-yard run. It was 40-32. That is the 8-point difference, and that's where we ended up. 40-32, the score. As Milledgeville's still live, West Hancock is still live. Looks like everybody is still live. We'll look at the Milledgeville score. It was 38-0 last check. West Hancock 39-6, losing to Stark County. Hopefully Coach Kirby will find his way over here. Maybe Coach McCormack. We'll see. Give him a couple minutes here as we look through some scores. It's 44-0. That means a running clock up in West Carroll. Milledgeville staking claim to the best team in the North. At least they want to. The Bombers in Macomb are leading. Actually, they won. They beat Breeze Mater Dei 29-20. They're in the post-game show in Macomb as well. The Bombers improved to 6-0. The Knights fall to 2-3. Or 5-0, excuse me. Knights fall to 2-3. And let's see what's going on in Bushnell then and Rushville Industry. Rushville Industry appears to be over. It's not showing up live, so we'll take a look maybe at that. Commercial being played at Bushnell, so that one's apparently over as well. Waiting on some coaches to show up, so we'll get a final score on that as soon as we can. Again, we got to wait on Coach Kirby to come up. Give them a few minutes, and if they don't head this way, we'll call it good. So another big win, improving to 5-0 on the season is West Central. They'll be part of just a handful of schools that are 5-0 in I8FA. Final score at Bushnell, 41-12. Flanagan gets the win over BPC. BPC falls to 2-3. The Falcons improve to 4-1. Is still not seen Coach Kirby start to head this way. Coach McCormack's down talking to Arlen Britton. Good to see him back writing some stuff. And the newspaper guy stealing the radio guy. That's gonna have to give Arlen a hard time about that. That's not how it's supposed to happen, Arlen. Coach McCormack might find his way up. I don't know, Coach. Kirby. I don't even see him over there, to be honest with you. We'll take a break, and we'll be back to see if we're going to talk to anybody right after this.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
You will get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now minimally invasive include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
All right, welcome back here. Coach Kirby found his way across the field, and I gave a couple extra commercials, let you catch your breath, but you were getting blown across the field. You couldn't hardly just walk. That wind is big and bad out there tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, the wind was a big deal, and it probably had an impact on their game plan a little bit. Just they had a little bit of trouble trying to get the ball to some of their guys that are really impactful, that they would be able to get the ball to in the passing game. And man, they were a tough team. I told you in pregame. Nobody wanted to believe me. They're a good football team. They are tough, physical. They fought their rear ends off. It was a great football game.
Well, Aaron, who helps me up here and was running the computer tonight, said that probably the best team that he's seen is 0-5 and not going to make the playoffs, probably in I8FA.
Yeah, this division, man.
Ooh. Not even fair, hardly, is it?
This division is a good division. This is solid, The game last night, those guys, Flanagan down here and that I'm watching on your screen, I think we're in that mix. Man, those guys, that's an 0-5 football team now. And they were physical, downhill. They hit your mouth when they're on defense. Just tough game.
Well, you guys did the things you needed to do, but the two halves were completely different. Did the wind pick up even more in the second half, or was it just you guys defenses kind of settled in a little bit?
I think theirs did. John made some great adjustments. Their kids started playing sweep a little bit better. We had to dink and dunk them a little bit. We ran triple for a couple big first downs, and we ran a couple counters. But sweep was our play tonight. Kyle LaFerry had a great game. Read his blocks the best he's ever read them. He had a great game reading his blocks. There'd be some Monday Night Football cutbacks on that deal because he really did some great things.
I had him 21 for 256.
Woo. That might be why he was cramping up there, huh?
Yeah, he had some long runs too, and that was a 63, a 46, and you mix some things in like that. And I could have missed my math in there somewhere, but I had you guys for 55 rushes for 497.
Woo.
You only threw the ball one time.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Twice. We threw it twice.
Did you throw it twice?
Threw an extra point from
but that
15.
doesn't count.
It does in my book.
Well, but it doesn't on the stat sheet.
It does in mine.
Oh, okay.
And then over here, the wind got it. I think that we had a guy open, and the wind just took the ball. And I thought Gage made a great read there. We just had a little trouble getting it to him.
Yeah, it's this wind's nasty. If you're going to throw anything, it had to be a dart.
Mm-hmm.
Getting it up in the air.
How about them throwing the ball on screens and a little back out of the backfield action? That was where they and then he, gosh darn John, as soon as he sent that guy in motion, I was like, son of a gun. I knew that tight end was going to run wide open as soon as he sent that guy in motion, and you just can't do anything in that situation. That was a great adjustment on his part.
Yeah, they threw the ball, and like you said, maybe if the wind's different, but at the same time you have to play with the conditions you're dealt, right?
I'd say they did pretty good on the conditions they were dealt. They ran the ball right at us.
You had to have Cooper Gibb come in, play fullback for you for most of the game. Maybe he wasn't quite the threat that Graham Kelly is, but he did everything you needed him to do, I felt like.
Different sort of threat. I think he's got a little bit more juice, but Graham's a freight train, and we're probably going to be without Graham for a few weeks. We'll see what the doctor says, but he banged his head, and we'll make sure we go through all the protocols we need to go through with him.
Well, I appreciate you coming up. I'm trying to get Coach McCormack's attention. He's after a loss. It's a lot easier to talk.
He got me.
He looked at you. He doesn't look at me. He looks up here and looks right at you. See how that is?
You're camouflaged.
Well, that I wouldn't look at me either. But you guys are 5-0 now.
Yeah.
You've pretty much solidified your spot in the playoffs. But I feel like you got a lot of work to do, I would imagine, don't you?
Man, there's a lot of season left in there.
Yeah.
There's some good teams on our schedule, and we got a lot of football left. We get a lot more growth. probably doesn't show it, but I think we played really well tonight in terms of our running game was very good, and I think we improved again. And it doesn't show it on the scoreboard because they were such a good football team running the football, but we had some guys step up in some situations that they hadn't been put in, and we were pretty successful. So that was great.
How it's going to be nice to play at home.
Yeah, it will be.
Have you ever had a season like this?
No, and it's nobody's fault. We would have had 2 home games up to this point, but the fact that a couple of those teams decided not to have an 8-man season this year meant that we had to readjust, and we still have 4 home games. 4 home games in a season's not uncommon. You either have 5 or you have 4. So we have 4, and we'll take it. It's going to be nice not having to get on a bus for a few weeks.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Well, Coach, thanks for coming up and talking to us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thanks.
Coach Kirby talking to us for a few minutes. We'll get Coach McCormack on the headset here and talk to him before we get out of here. Coach, I know the ending wasn't how you wanted, at least the score wasn't, but West Central's leaving this place knowing that they beat a really darn good football team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying in the wind here. Let me get out of the way.
I can't get out of it either. It's just windy out there.
Yeah, I mean, they came in 4-0, and they've lined up 4 straight weeks, got wins, and we're 0-4. I'm actually really proud of how our kids came out. I feel like we played 4 quarters and kind of got a little bit stronger as the game even went. So a lot of positives for us to look at. I told them after the game, I said, when you win big and lose big, you don't learn much. But when you lose a close one, you learn a lot. I think that was very good for our young guys in our program to be in a game like this, to understand the little things kind of matter at the end. And I think for the most part, I think it was one of those games is a very good learning experience for our kids.
Well, both teams scored 5 touchdowns. Proof positive how important those 2-point conversion plays are.